I'm back with another album review. It's been over a year since the last time I reviewed a soundtrack, and today we'll be checking out the soundtrack for the movie Stealth. Stealth is a film from Rob Cohen that was released in 2005. It stars Josh Lucas, Jamie Foxx, and Jessica Biel. Granted, I had recently bought the film on Blu-ray and watched it multiple times in preparation for this review. The main reason why I bought it is because I don't know if it's streaming anywhere. I found the film to be okay, but let's focus on the soundtrack. Now, the soundtrack was released on July 12th, 2005 on Epic Records, just 17 days before the movie. The executive producers were Rob Cohen, Leah Volek, and Glenn Brunman. The music supervisor was Bob Badami. The soundtrack is notable for having 4 songs by Incubus, 3 of which were made specifically for the movie. Now let's talk about the songs. Just as a heads up, this review will contain spoilers from the movie, so watch this review at your own risk. The intro to the soundtrack is Make a Move by Incubus, which was released as a single on December 5th, 2005. This was the very first song Incubus had ever made for a soundtrack. The song is actually featured in 2 separate scenes in the movie. A music video was made, and it features scenes from the movie, and I'm going to include a link in the description. The next track is Admiration by Incubus. Guitarist Mike Einziger said that Rob Cohen was a fan of their music and wanted them to make more songs to the soundtrack. After that is Neither of Us Can See by Incubus. It's the third and final song that Incubus made for the soundtrack. Next up is She Can Do That by David Bowie and B.T. B.T. is the guy who composed the original music for the movie, and the fact that he and David Bowie collaborated on the song is fucking awesome. Speaking of which, I need to get a hold of the soundtrack containing the original music that B.T. composed for the movie. Up next is Dance to the Music by Sly and the Family Stone with will.i.am. There's one scene in the movie where Jamie Foxx's character, Henry Purcell, was listening to this song. That's followed up by Bulletproof Skin by Institute. This is the first song from Institute's album Distort Yourself, also released in 2005. There are 2 songs where the song was played. The first was when Eddie was being refueled. The second was when Ben took off on Eddie to save Kara from the North Koreans. We followed up with LSF, Lost Souls Forever by Kasabian. This song was taken directly from Kasabian's self-titled debut album from 2004. The following track is Bug Eyes by Dredge. This track was played during the end credits of the movie. The track after that is Over My Head, Cable Car by The Fray. This track is later featured on The Fray's debut album, How to Save a Life, also released in 2005. The track that comes next is One Day by Trading Yesterday. I'm not overly familiar with Trading Yesterday, but I know that they changed their name to The Age of Information sometime later. What comes next is Different by Acceptance. The song came from their debut album, Phantoms, which came out 3 months before the soundtrack. The second to last track is Nights in White Satin by Glenn Hughes, featuring Chad Smith and John Frusciante. This is actually a cover of the song by Moody Blues from '67. The outro for the soundtrack is Aqueous Transmission by Incubus. This is the 4th and final Incubus song to be featured on the soundtrack, and it came directly from their album Morning View from 2001. I couldn't find any information on how the soundtrack performed commercially. However, it does have a 2.5 out of 5 stars from AllMusic, and IGN gave it a 6 out of 10. On the other hand, it has been received very well on Amazon and Discogs. Now for my thoughts. I really enjoy the soundtrack. It is unfortunate that Stealth flopped at the box office. The story was kind of lackluster, but I really like the action scenes, the special effects, and the music. Overall, the movie is okay. The soundtrack, on the other hand, is fucking awesome. My favorite song is definitely Bulletproof Skin. Make a Move is second, Bug Eyes is third, and She Can Do That is fourth. I noticed that some of the songs came from artists who were relatively new at the time. Incubus is an exception because those guys have been making awesome music since the 90s. Overall, I highly recommend the soundtrack. Now's the part where I question you. Have you listened to the soundtrack for Stealth? If so, what do you think about it? What's your favorite song from it? If you've seen the movie, what do you think about it? Well, let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to press the notification bell to notify you of future videos. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon with another review.